Good morning. My name is Sarah Mayerhofer, and I would like to thank the board members of the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, especially Amani Razvi, for joining me today. My program, Cradle to Cradle Fashion, is a proposal for Ms. Razvi to review and approve. The primary objective of this project is to reduce the amount of clothing sent to landfills by providing the brands with different methods of collection of used clothes. The proposal presents 4 different waste diversion options for the Sustainable Apparel Coalition brands that I will go over later in detail. As I'm sure you know, the fashion industry has grown tremendously in the past few decades, while consequently becoming one of the world's leaders in carbon emissions. According to the EPA, more than 15 million tons of used textile waste is generated each year in the United States. This is a monstrous issue contributing to the production of methane gas, one of the strongest greenhouse gases heating our planet. Fortunately, a group of brands are working together to form the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, also known as SAC. The partnership has done incredible work improving the livelihoods of those who work in the textile factories, but has failed to make measurable improvements in the end life of textiles. This presentation will explore a circular economy that reuses materials and diverts items from landfills. This unconventional model highlights the 3 factors of sustainability: the economic value, the environmental benefit, and the heightened ethical standard that circularity allows. Today's proposal will be split up into 4 major sections. First, I will go over why I care about this topic, then why SAC is the perfect host, and after I will discuss why this program is necessary. Following, I will go into what my program entails, including 4 different waste reducing models. After, I will present on how this program will be introduced successfully. Finally, I will go over the impact this program will have, including a SWOT analysis. My journey with sustainable clothing started my freshman year of college. Every weekend, my friends wanted to go to the mall to get new outfits for the weekend. After wearing the clothes a couple of times, the quality was so poor that they usually just threw them out. As a college student at a Catholic and Vincentian university, I saw this as a waste and a huge financial loss for the students. I started a clothing drive that collected clothes from students at the end of the semester, and it was a huge success. My professor and I, that are pictured here, ended up organizing a clothing drive almost every semester. At this time, I saw this as an act of charity and goodwill for my local community. Fast forward a few years, and I still believe in the clothing drive project, but now I see the environmental and economic value as well. The clothing drive model could work for large companies, such as the members of the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, to make a difference. I envision this idea on a much bigger and more unique scale. As a young adult, I see how important clothing is to self-image and to young people more and more every day. I also see how this group wants to be as ethical and environmentally friendly if the process is convenient. This is the right time to implement a big change across the board. It's been about 6 years since my first clothing drive at Niagara, and I've learned so much more about the fashion industry. Back then, I saw this as a waste of clothing and an opportunity to do good, but now I see it as a much bigger issue for those people who are receiving the clothes. The clothing that is mostly received by donation sites and thrift stores are of such poor quality that the people who need it can't even wear it. The fashion industry has followed a traditional linear demand and supply chain for many years. However, the current socioeconomic climate demands a more progressive model. As the resources of our earth become more finite, it is imperative to look for a new model that reduces the amount of virgin materials entering the production chain. The circular economy is defined as an alternative to a traditional linear make, use, dispose economy, in which resources retain long-lived value within the economic system by being designed for longer lifetimes, repair, post-use recovery, reuse, and reprocessing. This model is the epitome of sustainable consumerism. A circular economy is the epitome of sustainability, and its model is picking up traction on the international stage. Many brands are looking for ways to reduce costs and higher their ESG scores, which stands for Environmental Social Governance Score. This is extremely important for publicly traded companies because many investors will not even look at a company that has a low score. Circularity is one of the easiest and most effective means to elevate that score. Brands looking to increase their ESG score should strongly consider a circular economy by adding a donation program, not only to improve their ratings but save money. However, this is not an original idea. Many businesses have switched to a circular economy to save capital. Fashion brands that produce high-quality products such as Patagonia and Eileen Fisher are able to utilize a recycling model because the materials are malleable. The goal of this program is to provide guidance to achieve high levels of separate collection of clothing textile waste for all the brands involved in SAC. Throughout the past year, I've reached out to numerous companies and small businesses hoping to collaborate on my project, but I was disappointed with the responses. Some thrift stores were willing to work with me and allow me to collect data by performing benchmark studies, but my efforts were never matched by the owners and workers. I went through a few weeks where I really didn't know what my project was going to turn out to be. A mentor suggested that I brainstorm about options and suggested that I look for a coalition or partnership to work with. I wrote a paper during my first semester of graduate school about the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, and I thought they'd be the perfect fit for my project. SAC was formed in 2009 when Walmart executive reached out to Patagonia executive to be a keynote speaker at a sustainability conference. The presentation went so well that the two companies formed a coalition out of the relationship. Today, SAC has over 250 brands in 35 countries with $500 million in revenue. Today, I want to expand on the Sustainable Apparel Coalition's vision by exploring the afterlife of clothes rather than the production. SAC's vision is of apparel, footwear, and textile industry that produces no unnecessary environmental harm and has a positive impact on the people and communities associated with its activities. This is a beautiful and ambitious vision that requires the cooperation of all members. To achieve the mission, the members must have to document the entire life cycle of their product from start to end. My proposal is simple. Help SAC members reduce their textile waste by providing options for their consumers to recycle, upcycle, and donate their clothes back to the store. I believe providing members with tools for afterlife for their clothes will be a helpful addition to the coalition. This slide shows just a few of the brands that are aligned with SAC. SAC's main tool is the Higg Index, a revolutionary system that helps companies measure and reduce their impact. Their website states, developed by the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, the Higg Index is a suite of tools that enables brands, retailers, and facilities of all sizes at every stage in their sustainability journey to accurately measure and score a company or product's sustainability performance. The Higg Index delivers a holistic overview that empowers businesses to make meaningful improvements that protect the well-being of factory workers, local communities, and the environment. Today's presentation will focus on how the Higg brand and retail tool can better include textile recycling. The Higg Index brand tool is the most connected to the end use and disposal of clothes. Thus, it will be beneficial to work with those members who use the brand tool as a reference to their company. The SAC website states that the BMR or brand retail module tool provides a holistic picture of the value chain sustainability. This helps brands and retailers create, align, embedded corporate responsibility strategies into department operations. The brand retail tool is a perfect place to create an apparel recycling program for SAC members. There are a few different options to divert textile waste. The goal of this program is to close the loop between production and disposal in any way possible. The 4 options listed in this section are all unique modules. Some are proven and some are experimental. As you can see, there is a wide variety of brands, so not every module or model will fit each brand. So I made a chart here for easy questions that brands can be asked to help them decide which option will work best for them. Salvageable, there is a recrafted, a line of clothes made out of other clothes. The website states each recrafted piece is made up of multiple use Patagonia items that come into our warehouse and are beyond repair. These garments are broken down to create one-of-a-kind upcycled products. Patagonia has paved the way for many other apparel companies to be more socially and environmentally conscious. Worn Wear and Recrafted are two model programs that other brands can learn from. This will be option number 1, and it is included on site and online trade in for consumers to give their used items from that brand. Items in good condition that can be easily repaired qualified for reimbursement to the trader and will be resold. Items that cannot easily be repaired can be recycled into new clothes, also sold by the brand. Eileen Fisher also has a similar product as this. It's called Reworn. Forbes article describes it as Eileen Fisher's Renew has taken back over 1 million items to date. The program became so popular online that now the brand is putting Renew shops in their shops in some of their boutiques in major cities. This is a high investment, high return opportunity for any brand. And this model ensures total circularity and responsibility for all items. A big name in reconstructed raw material is EcoNile, a regenerated nylon made of used carpet, old fishing nets, and textile scraps. While many textile recycling programs only accept cotton because it's easily reworked, EcoNile thrives off of the product of nylon. This company is not only closing the loop, but is finding ways to reduce pollution by making ocean pollution like fishing nets into socks, handbags, and swimwear. Their website boasts that regenerated nylon is a product that can help you close the loop. Made from waste, it's infinitely recyclable and can unleash infinite possibilities for makers, creators, and consumers. It's all part of the EcoNile brand vision to make the world a better place by pioneering closed-loop regenerative processes and delivering sustainable products. Brands who are interested in this route can become suppliers to EcoNile by sending them the absolute end-of-life materials. Additionally, EcoNile can make apparel for the label using absolutely no new materials. Plus, the material can be recycled an infinite amount of times, making it an ideal fabric for circularity. Working with EcoNile will be option number 2 and is an ideal model for labels that produce a large quality of clothes that cannot easily be reworked. Fast fashion will benefit from this option the most. I have in mind H&M, Boohoo, ASOS, and Forever 21. There are a few standout companies that have questioned the traditional linear model of production in the fashion world. Many of these brands choose to follow a circular economy. The book Fashionopolis by Dana Thomas examines the harms of fast fashion and interviews those companies that are taking alternative approaches to the fashion problem. EverNew, a Seattle-based research and development organization that takes worn cotton t-shirts and denim and recycles them into a pure new fiber for textiles. EverNew believes that we can't keep on thinking linearly. Circularity seems to be the answer. EverNew and many other companies like itself gives brands in SAC a destination for their recycled clothes. Although similar in mission and vision, EverNew is a small business compared to EcoNile. EverNew is an ideal fit for brands that are slower in pace and higher in quality. Working with EverNew to recycle clothing will be option number 3. Another waste diversion option is fixing the clothes rather than recycling them. This is an older mentality that younger generations will not be as familiar with. I found this in an eco-business article. One small step could be to offer repairs or tailoring services. Tailoring creates clothes that fit impeccably, subsequently increasing their emotional value. I believe that when a garment fits well and is flattering to the body, we love them and we keep them longer. This made me think about not even recycling the clothing at all and just giving it more life rather than giving it to someone else. This option is ideal for higher quality brands such as Guess, a brand known for its high quality garments and high expense. For brands that want to introduce a tailoring option to their company, it would start by offering a guarantee or charging a customer a small fee for their repair. There is little to no research on tailoring in mainstream businesses thus far, therefore this would be the most experimental option. Introducing a tailoring service to the brand would be considered option number 4. The decision for the brands will be evident based on their production model. Labels that design quality products that can last for years can choose between option number 1 and 4. Fast fashion brands will do best with option number 2 due to the volume of clothing that will be discarded. Smaller scale companies that are looking for a gateway to textile recycling will do best with option number 3. I've designed a simple work breakdown structure for the brands who want to be involved in this project. Once the brands have decided which option works best for them, they can look at this chart for a few steps of implementation. The ideal plan for the project is to select 2 brands for each option to test the program from September 2020 to March 2021. This 6-month period allows brands to implement, advertise, and record their experiences with the textile recycling option. Due to COVID-19, the reopening of retail stores across the world has been uncertain. As the fashion industry continually moves towards an e-commerce model, it only makes sense to create an online program as well. The online program will require an address and a shipping fee or a prepaid postage for consumers. I've designed this simple work breakdown structure for the brands who want to be involved in this project. Once the brands have decided what option fits them best, they can look at this chart for help.